Hello, and thanks for joining us. Hiram was candidate at the 2025 polls. He recorded one of the least performance, if not the last, amongst the last. He has taken the floor today to talk about President Pogbiya 60 days already out of the country, no communication, no official directive. Yesterday, on Equinox Television, the SG of MRC gave an elaborate list of different African presidents since the year 2000 who have been out of their territory for more than 28 days. And we have had cases like Bouteflika of Algeria, who stayed out for more than 300 days. And some CPD and pundits talk of 90, some talk of 10 years. At the end of the day, the message of Hiram is received with a mixed feeling. There are people who are naturally attracted because he's a young man. And so they tell themselves that, well, he is better to other young people who have simply decided that they are in to benefit. They just want to have a name. They enter and said they were 35. And so they have hung the age as an award and don't want to act. And I know some of you are seated there at 60, 65, 45 and asking yourself, does it even matter? Why are you people bothering yourself? When the head of state is there, what difference does it make? But that's not how the life of a country is governed. The world is moving. If you are somewhere abroad and enjoying facilities of democracy, Western democracy, it's because some people stood up to build what you are today enjoying. And so you should not be so lukewarm. You should not be so nervous when other people are fighting for democracy in their own country. Cameroon is one of those countries in Central Africa that unfortunately has not really known change at the helm of power. So many other countries within the Central region have known change. Take the case of Chad, Gabon, Congo. But Cameroon is almost static. Even Central Republic. Yeah, some will ask, what of Equatorial Guinea? Equatorial Guinea, just like Cameroon, is one of those rare exceptions where the head of state is have a secret to clinch on power. But we are today talking about absence. He left saying it was a brief leave, and now we are 60 days. Hiram Samuel is a young person. He has taken the floor. He has spoken. He sent his message to two organs. He said he deposited a letter to the Constitutional Council, inviting them to take cognizance and declare president of our state. And this reminds me of the case of Guinea, where Mamadou Doumbouya, having seen how people are enjoying themselves and rejoicing over his name on social media, shared a picture of his private stay to say he is just on a vacation and he will be coming back to supervise infrastructural works ongoing nationwide. Back to Cameroon, fast forward. Hiram Yodi, despite his ranking, despite the fact that he does not have parliamentarian, he wants to speak to these people. But if you're not in Cameroon and they're talking about the parliamentary system, you might want to think that these are people who are answerable to their constituency. No, fat lie. They don't even care about those people. They only listen to party discipline. And that is what matters to them. And it's not like AOD does not know this reality. But because talking about it like this help to remind the people that they are responsible to vote parliamentarian. And if the ongoing parliamentarian are not answerable, cannot even notice some of the challenges that are being faced, it's as good as they don't deserve their vote. And talking in a context where elections are forthcoming, one could be likely reduced to say that Hiram Yodi, despite his poor performance, is already preparing for the next elections. Saying so will not be an exaggeration, seeing that his targets have been mainly carved around the Constitutional Council, which we know naturally favors the President of the Republic, Pogbiya, and parliamentarian in majority CPDM, who only follow party discipline. So to think that they will automatically be ignited by the outing of Hiram Yodi and either stage a protest at the level of the parliament, but if that was even going to be the case, it will be during the next session in November. Cameroon does not have that privilege, like many other countries, Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana, just to name a few, where the activities of parliamentarians, even Chad, neighboring Chad, where the activities of parliamentarians actually is recurrent year out. In Cameroon, they meet only 3 times, and each session lasts only for 30 days. And still, most parliamentarians do not attend plenary session in this term limit. It's to tell you that the structure of parliamentarian, as we talk, cannot be favorable to Hiram outing, and he is aware. But the reason why he insists making the outing, which has been commented by most of his pundits as a courageous move, is already something positive to know that people see his ability to talk about state affairs as being courageous. But the question about you, who is 45, who is 50, who have lived through organization, you can know the difference between an effective system and an ineffective system. What can you do? What are your own contributions to make sure those who have the number to push for change in this country, they should be involved? Young people, though they are not the one following this video, but you, as an elderly person, can talk to them in one way or the other. Also, part of the comments, we heard people saying, being afraid to comment for fear to be jailed. Yes, we have had cases in this country where, from comments, people have taken 6 months defamatory court judgment, and they are serving prison term now. But in a system like ours, anybody can find himself in prison at any point in time. If the government sees that you become a trouble to them, they will mount any kind of case behind you and still get you in prison. So the most fear should not be the fear to land in prison because of what you will have said. It should first of all primarily be how to sensitize ourselves in order to have a chance to come out of this quagmire, at least alive. If not, that we are already dead by silence. And so it will be a pleasure to hear what you think about this 60 days plus. Is there any hope that the President of the Republic will say something? But I want to tell you the difference between the Cameroon case and those of other African countries whose president have left office for a long period of time is communication and effectiveness. Why here, the fear is that the context is breeding institutional challenges. Some people call it the end of time, the end of a regime. But for more than a decade now, people have been talking about the end of a regime. The regime shows that it has its roots right sink down to the floor. It might be premature to talk about the end of this regime, but that cabinet reshufflement has been announced, that a position of vice president is under gestation. Those 2 issues are the one now fueling what is called the battle of positioning to know who will be graced to belong to the future. And that is the fear that might ignite any consideration of trouble nationwide, without which it's not the first time President Paul Biya himself is taking a long vacation. But this time around, the context and the trust Cameroonians, including civil servants, have towards the central government does matter. It's not strong as it used to be, and there is need for the head of state to intervene much earlier than he did for the Mid-Africa Food Saga or for the AGS Trans-Atlantic Saga in the port of Douala. I'll be yours again. See you soon.